Well, hello, friends. Go get your favorite cup of tea and join me for this episode where I share how to easily reset the energy of your home. Welcome to Feng Shui Living, a podcast for busy women looking to de-stress and live with more intention. I'm Lisa Morton, and I'm passionate about helping you create a home that not only inspires you, but empowers you. Years ago, I was severely struggling with my mental health and wellness, and while I'd implemented yoga, meditation, therapy, and more, I just could not find that missing piece of the puzzle. And that was until I explored my home. You see, the interior designer in me had made it beautiful, but it wasn't supporting me energetically. Fast forward, and I've now been in the interior design industry for 20 years, and I've devoted the past 10 years to Feng Shui and a holistic design approach. In this podcast, I'll be sharing with you interviews, stories, and knowledge, as well as some super easy, simple tips that you can take on today. If you're looking to be more intentional and create a life and home that you love, then you're in the right place. Hello there, friends, and welcome to today's episode of Feng Shui Living. I'm your host, Lisa Morton, and we're talking about a really awesome topic today. We're talking about space clearings. Now, we're not going to get too deep into it, but I want to share some initial whys, some how-tos, and just some things that you can easily take on. So maybe you're totally new to this, where maybe you're like, that's too woo. I don't know about that, but everyone should do some sort of ritual cleansing the energy of our home. Our homes can become stagnant. They can become filled with heavy energy due to just kind of life circumstances. So I always recommend resetting the energy of your home after maybe a big event in your home when you've had a lot of people, maybe a big holiday party. It's great to reset the energy after all those people are in your personal private space. It's also really important to reset the energy after maybe an episode of illness. Maybe you had a bug. It took a couple weeks to get over. You're feeling better. Now is the time to reset the energy of your home. Or maybe your family's been fighting a bug for a couple months. It's time to reset and cleanse out any remaining energy from the coughing, the illness, that you don't feel good feeling, right? Also, it's important to cleanse and reset the energy after construction or after a remodel. Now, I always say when you're looking for anyone to work in your home, be very mindful of who you bring in because you want them to have really good energy, really positive energy, and to bring good things into your space. Because again, it's your personal private space. But we all go about our days. Sometimes you might have a bad day. Sometimes you might have someone come into your home and they had a fight with their spouse, that partner, the morning before they left to come to your home to work. So they're bringing that energy with them into your space. So we want to cleanse after that. So they may not have had any intention of leaving not so great energy in your space, but it just happens, right? And then another great time to do a space clearing is in preparation for something amazing you're working on. Are you starting a new business? Maybe you're starting some new goals or routines or rituals. Maybe, I don't know, anything you're wanting to start fresh on. It's good to reset the energy and then infuse it. And that is something that I'm very passionate about in interior alignment. We have our 7-star blessing space clearing, which I practice and I teach. And it's 2-part. It's really cleansing and clearing, but then infusing the home with the energy you desire to set yourself up. It's an amazing, beautiful process. I do offer certifications in 7-star blessing space clearing. I also just offer it if you're like, I don't know how to do the space clearing. I don't want to get into that. I'll just hire the expert. If you want to do that, I do that for a lot of people. And then that will tell me how to guide you into a little upkeep. Maybe once a quarter, you want to do a little bit of a ceremony in your home just to refresh. And then once a year for a lot of clients, I'll do the big one. So that's something we can take on as well. I will leave links in the show notes for more information on that. So let's talk about my 4 favorite ways to do a space clearing and what tools I like to use. So number 1 might surprise you. Number 1 is actually fresh air. When was the last time you opened the windows? Now, I know it's cold where I live, and you may be just like me, and it's freezing outside, but even opening the windows for a couple minutes to let some fresh air blow through, especially if you have a home that's new construction. If it's newer build, they're building homes so incredibly tight that some of the materials, they're still off-gassing, right? You don't know what's in your space. So reset and let some fresh air occasionally blow through your space. Again, after a big family get-together, after you fought the flu, after you did a remodel, any time to reset, let that air blow through. Our homes need fresh air. It also gets a lot of the junk out. I know plants are wonderful at helping cleanse the air, but really just opening the windows can be huge. Couple minutes, it won't destroy your electric bill, I promise. Just a few minutes to allow fresh air to blow. You will, if you've never done this, or you've never done this with intention and being very mindful of the effects, do it. Open the windows for a few minutes, allow the fresh air to blow, and then when you close them, take a walk through your home and just sense how each room feels. It might be mind-blowing. No, I want to know. Let me know in the comments if you do this experiment and what you find or what you feel. Okay, my next tool that I like to use for a space clearing, which so many people know of, is smudging. So that's burnable. So, smudging is kind of the trendy word, but it's really using a burnable to waft smoke throughout your space. The most common one is sage. Now, this is not your garden sage. This is white sage. And you burn this. You burn it, you light it on fire, and you waft the smoke throughout your home. A lot of people don't care for the smell of white sage, and that's okay. You're not doing it wrong. You're not good enough. I know I've heard all this stuff. People are like, I just don't care for it. There's so many other items that you can burn. Palo Santo is a beautiful, beautiful wood from South America that you can light and burn and waft the smoke throughout. It's really easy. Also, cedar. I love to burn cedar. It's one of my favorites. Just like a cedar tree, it's dried cedar, especially in the winter months. It smells really good right around the holidays. And then the fourth one that I love to share is sweetgrass. It's a braided grass. I believe it's called grandmother's hair. And it kind of reminds me of growing up on the farm. Like it smells like a field of grass or something. It smells really nice, earthy, natural. You can burn these and waft them throughout your space as you're walking through. Waft the smoke, use your hand. You can use a feather, a beautiful tool of sorts to waft this throughout your space. Now, number 3 on my list is something you may not think about, and that is water. Water is transformative. Water can really make a huge shift in the energy of your space. We don't think about water being so powerful, but it is. And that's why I made the Good Cheese Space Clearing Spritz. I love this spritz. They shared a couple episodes back about making this spritz for an office space because they couldn't burn anything. And it just took off. And I've been making this and selling this for over 10 years. I love to gift it to clients if I can, or offer it to clients as a great tool because it's easy. You literally swirl the bottle and mist it throughout your space. I love to mist it and then use my hand almost as a feather and think about cleansing and infusing the space with the energy you desire. So it's a beautiful blend of moon water that I collect, essential oil blend, and then I Reiki each bottle. When I'm making them, I pour them, I recite mantra, music. It's a whole thing. but that makes it so powerful. And it's become a really amazing tool that I use whenever I'm doing my own space clearing. So water, you can make your own spritz of simply water. You may want to add some essential oils. Maybe you love citrus. Add some citrus. Maybe you want a really calming effect. Add some lavender or chamomile. So experiment with that. And then my fourth sound tool, my fourth tool that I love, I just blew it. I just shared it with you already, but it's sound tools. Sound tools are amazing. I didn't find that connection with the energy until I started using sound tools. When I did my training back in 2014, I thought sound tools, that's different. I've burned sage, I've done all these different things, but I never thought of sound tools. But sound tools are beautiful because you can hear them. I use tuning forks. I use bells, tingshas, drums. I have a clapper tool, singing bowls, of course, singing bowls. They make such a beautiful sound and you can hear the vibration. So here's the thing. You want to ring it until the vibration, the sound is really pure and fresh and bright. Like you'll know. That's the thing. Back in the day when I was training, I was like playing my singing bowl and I'm like, I don't know if am I doing it right? Am I doing it right? And then, oh, I am doing it right. It sounds really clear and beautiful. Okay. So experiment with singing bowls. Do they have to be purchased from some exotic store? Go to a cool antique store and find a sweet little bell that you love the sound of and ring it throughout your space. Okay. That's a great option. Here's another fun thing is I love just to put sound into my space. So if I'm traveling, I may use my two hands to clap to shake up the energy in my hotel room. I might also have some really great music on a playlist, either meditative or just something really fun and happy, and turn that up and play that in my space if I'm in an Airbnb or a hotel and want to shift up the energy of whoever was staying there before and get it out so it's fresh and clear and supportive for me. So use sound. It doesn't have to be some traditional vintage antique collectible Balinesian bell, right? It can be so many other things. So find things that you like. Maybe you already have a tool. Maybe you're a musician. I always say, if you have a beautiful voice, sing. Sing in your space. Now, nobody wants to hear me sing, but if you do, sing a beautiful song and just sing it loud and share it with your home. Okay. So those are 5 fun ways, easy ways to cleanse the energy of your home. Now, again, once we cleanse, we want to infuse with what we desire. So get really clear on what you desire. Write it down. I'm big on journaling, big on pen to paper. Take it from what's floating up in here in your head and put it down on paper. Pen to paper, write it down what you desire. And you can even make this part of your space clearing ceremony. So you've shaken everything up, you've cleansed everything out, you've smudged, you've done whatever. Now go back around your home and infuse it. I also like to use the spritz, the Good G spritz, as a tool to infuse it. So maybe you want to just walk around your home and recite a mantra that represents your goals. Maybe you want to say a prayer or recite a poem throughout your home that represents your goals and what you're looking for. I've even, a few times I've done a space clearing in person with a family, and they've had kiddos, and the kids want to be involved too, which I think is beautiful and wonderful. So I'll get note cards and colorful markers and pens, and before we do the clearing, I have them write down what they want and make beautiful art. And then we go and stick it on the walls as we're doing our infusion process, right? And it might be everything from like more laughter to extra macaroni and cheese nights. I don't know. It can be everything, but that's what's really fun. Make it really fun and enjoyable for you and your family. get rid of the pressure of doing it right. Am I doing it right? I don't know if I like the white sage smell. I don't know. Don't worry about that. Make sure you just have really good intentions, really good positive energy. Okay, so now what do you do going forward? You will notice a shift. Most people notice a shift, very few don't. And if you don't, that's okay. Sometimes it could be you just have a lot going on, right? We need to slow down and get grounded and centered. And sometimes, we just have a lot going on and we just can't get there. And that's okay. Don't think for a second that your work didn't have huge effects. If you do notice something, most people notice that maybe the colors seem a little brighter, the lines seem a little sharper. It almost feels to me sometimes like a fog was lifted and everything just feels refreshed. You might be able to just take a deeper breath, drop your shoulders in your space. And here's the other fun thing is watch your kiddos and watch your pets. See if they spend time in an area that they didn't spend time in before. The pets are mind-blowing sometimes. Your dogs, your cats, watch where they go, where they don't go. They can tell us a lot about the energy of our home. Okay, friends. So I hope you feel empowered with some tools to take on some space clearing in your home and reset the energy of your home. Now, I have to share my favorite Denise Linn book, and it is called Sacred Space. It's a beautiful, beautiful book on space clearings. If you want to learn her 7-star blessing space clearing and become certified in that, like I am, I will be doing a certification coming this summer. Very excited about that. And with that, I wish you a fantastic, enjoyable experience space clearing. We will see you next time. Take care. Special thanks to our production company, Influencer.tv, the WELT 95.7 studios, and our sponsor, Good She. For more information, head over to the show notes. Be sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and give us a 5-star review. I'll see you next time.